What is up, everybody? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to talk to you about Warhammer 40K. Today we're going to be talking about Crusade. Crusade was something that GW unveiled at the beginning of 9th edition as a form of narrative battles. Now, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek as to what's going to be coming into the channel, and that's Crusade battle reports. Because ever since the inception of Crusade, I really loved the aspect of having a force that you created and have it progress through battles and become something completely different by the end of the Crusade. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it is going to be an awesome time. So, for example, I'm going to be playing my Chaos Space Marine Legion of the Infernal Suns. So as I progress with the Infernal Suns, that's what I'm going to use as a basis for their lore. And that's something that anybody can do. Say you want to play your own custom Space Marine chapter. This could be the lore that shapes them as to who they are. Or if you want to play your own Tau Sept, this is another perfect opportunity to forge your own lore through battles. So at the beginning of the Crusade, you start with 50 power and begin amassing your army based on that. You also start with 5 requisition points, and these points can be used to spend and gain benefits, I guess you can say. You can buy reinforcements for every requisition point, it equals 5 power, or you can buy kind of like relics, warlord traits, and new equipment for your models. Now this is something that you kind of want to play strategically, because say you use all your points at the beginning of the game and you start losing match after match after match, eventually your units are gonna get battle scars. And battle scars are basically negative modifiers to your units for losing the game. Essentially, you can give like a warlord trait and a relic to your warlord, but say he gets sniped and killed every single game. Now your warlord isn't going to be as efficient as he was at the beginning because of all the times he's died in battle. So because of that, it might be best to save your requisition points so that you could spend a few of them to bring in a replacement for your warlord. Maybe you had a Chaos Terminator Lord who kept getting battle scars and his weapon skill got degraded, his ballistic skill got degraded, to the point where he was just there for his aura. Then you can spend requisition points to have your own demon prince come in and replace him. Maybe that's the way you want the lore to be shaped. However, on the other hand, you can have your Chaos Terminator Lord keep winning and doing good things, taking out characters, taking out enemy squads, and by the end of the campaign, he has been seen by the Chaos Gods and has ascended to a demon prince. That's what makes this thing so cool, because the way the battles are shaped are really up to your tactics and your army to come out on top. So it's much more important to come out a victor, or maybe even back away and just focus on objectives to just keep your army alive, so that even though you may lose the game, you're not losing units and gaining these battle scars for them. Now some of these traits that you can gain are like Heroic Constitution, which adds 1s to your wound. You can become Resilient, essentially giving you a 6-up feel no pain. So there's a bunch of traits and abilities that are really beneficial to your army. So that's going to be your push, your drive, your motivation to do well, because after every win, you gain like experience points, and then you really come to the awesomeness that is Crusade, and that is the weapons that they can take. So the one that I'm going to be focusing on is the legendary relic that can be given to a character model, and it costs 1 requisition point. However, if you do this, you can potentially get a null field disruptor, meaning that invulnerable saves cannot be made against attacks with this model in melee. So that is going to be greatly beneficial to like a demon prince or any character that's melee orientated, because if you can get in there with like a power weapon, you're just going to tear through the armor save of whatever you're up against, and there's going to be just death and destruction everywhere. Or my favorite, you can get a Vortex Grenade, which is a grenade weapon, which of course is only a 6-inch range, 1 attack. But when you use this, the target suffers 3 D3 mortal wounds. That's crazy. That's going to completely swallow up whatever you're hitting. However, you also roll a d6 for every other unit within 6 inches of the target, and in a 4+, that unit suffers d3 mortal wounds as well. Vortex grenades have always been my favorite type of grenade because of just the imagery of what you can do with it. Essentially, you're tossing out a grenade that opens up a black hole and sucks in everything in its vicinity. This is what Cato Sicarius used against a shard of a Catan to destroy it. So you can see how powerful these Vortex grenades are against freaking literal gods. Now, underneath the legendary relics and whatnot, you can have enhancements to your weapons, such as making your bolter high caliber, which is adding 1 to the strength, or having it become masterworked and adding 1 to the damage characteristics. So really, there's a lot of things you can do to really make your units such a power in the army. Now, it's not just weapons and relics, you can also do this with psychic powers. So, you can have Master of Lore, and you can know an additional psychic power from a discipline in your codex. That's great. If you're a psyker, you want to be knowing more abilities. It makes you more versatile and more deadly on the battlefield. So on the flip side, like I was talking about earlier, you can gain battle scars. And one such of these is called losing your leg. Essentially, you subtract 1 inch from this unit's movement characteristics, as well subtracting 1 from the advance and charge rolls for that unit. That can be very devastating on like a unit of Khorne Berserkers, or a unit of Necron Scarabs that you really want to get into close combat so they can just tar pit and use stratagems to blow up and deal mortal wounds against your enemies. So this is where it gets really fun, because they're almost like kill team battles with a small amount of points, but these battles have big ramifications for the Crusade in total. So the games work like any 9th edition game. You still pick from like No Mercy, No Respite, Battlefield Supremacy, Warcraft Shadow Operations for your main missions, but at the same time you also have secondaries depending on the battle size. So if you're playing a combat patrol, you have 1 secondary secret agenda that you're trying to get, as well as like the main objectives for the game. Now, one cool thing that I saw Mini Wargaming do is that even though you get tabled, the game's not automatically over, because say you get tabled on turn 3. Now your opponent has 2 turns to maneuver their army and get more objectives and essentially become, or to get more points depending on the type of Crusade you're playing. You can go all out with it. You could add new rules. Say you don't like some of the benefits or the negatives, you can take those out. Really, you can make this game your own. It's all about having fun, building a narrative, and it's really great to just make a whole storyline about like a sector of space that has been swallowed by chaos, and now your chapter master has decided to go into it and cleanse it for a penitent crusade. And just to see what the outcome is really fun to just play out and, do, because I think that's one of the best things about 40K. Not just being very competitive and playing 40K games to win, but knowing that each match has an effect on the story of your army. That's what I love. And I've said that, 2-3 times this video, so I guess you can tell that I'm really excited to play this. So currently there's 3 of us that are going to be playing. One's a maybe, and as far as I know, it's going to be Gershwin with his orcs. I'm going to be playing my Chaos Space Marines, and our buddy is playing Primaris Space Marines. Now, if our other buddy jumps into it, he will be playing Necrons, I believe. So that's going to be an interesting, very versatile array of factions to have in the Crusade, and I can't wait. So stay subscribed, guys, hit that like button, because Crusade videos, Crusade battle reports, will be coming your way pretty soon. And that's all I got for today's video. So, that's all I got for today. I've said that already. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.